I've had the Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses for well over 6 months now, and after wearing the new Meta glasses for the past several weeks, I'm going to take you through the surprising amount of differences between these two pairs of glasses, plus updates to the controversies surrounding them, and ultimately which pair, if any, I'd go with. The first major difference between them actually involves their case. Meta introduced this new, bulkier, standardized case across 3 versions of the Meta glasses. It's bulkier, and you have to slide the glasses in lenses down, which just feels like the lenses are gonna get scratched up in a way that they wouldn't in the Ray-Ban case. Though I do like the internal LED Meta added to the charging case. Now, when I took the Meta glasses out of their case for the first time, and sadly there's no included microfiber cloth like you get with the Ray-Bans in their case, when I took them out, were a few subtle things that jumped out that make these feel overall just like better functioning glasses. First example of that is the hinges. At first glance, they look like the ones on the Meta Ray-Bans, but then when you bend them, that's where you realize that they're actually less rigid and more flexible. These are actually spring-actuated overextension hinges, which should make them more comfortable for different head shapes. And yes, after wearing these over the past few weeks, I have found them to be a bit more comfortable, especially thanks to the nose bridge adjustment. You can set the nose bridge to 3 different positions to have the glasses sit higher up or lower on your face, depending on your nose shape and size. Another comfort improvement that Meta made with these glasses involves the tip. You can actually cold adjust these temple tips to better fit your head shape, though Meta does warn not to adjust them more than 10 times before they'll start to show wear and tear. Now, from a design standpoint, gone is the Ray-Ban logo, replaced with a tiny little Meta logo at the top left lens and the tip of the left stem. Though further up the stem, you'll see these glasses are still manufactured by EssilorLuxottica, the same company that has been making all of Meta's smart glasses to date. There's also a new action button, which is different from the button on the Ray-Ban Metas, which just has a single capture button for taking photos and videos. On the new Meta glasses, you'll notice this blue dot marking the raised area of the capture button. That's actually what this new action button is. And you can remap what it does in settings, but by default, it's set to trigger Meta AI, which both of these glasses support. The Meta glasses also have a 6-mic array, up from 5 found on the Meta Ray-Ban Gen 2s, and these mics help with features like voice isolation on these glasses. More on that in a bit. There is some controversy with that feature. And here's a quick mic test for both glasses. Let me know which one you think sound better in the comments, or if they just sound the same. Here's a mic test for the Meta glasses. This is how their mics sound when recording a video on the glasses. All right, and these are the Meta Ray-Bans Gen 2. This is how their mics sound. Now, no matter which of these glasses you decide to get, if you want additional lenses for them, going the official route can be pricey. That's where this video's sponsor, VRWave, comes in. These are custom prescription lenses made specifically not just for Meta Ray-Bans, but also Meta Oakley glasses, as well as the new Meta glasses and Meta Display glasses. And they come in quite a variety of options: adaptive, polarized, mirrored, gradient, all available just without the markup. Swapping them takes about a minute and was really easy. If you've been holding off on getting prescription lenses for your Ray-Bans because of the price, you should definitely check out VRWave. You can order directly at vrwave.store. Link is in the description with worldwide shipping. And we're back. Now, another benefit of this design is it frees up the touchpad's tap and hold gesture to do something else. Like instantly start playing music from the service you've set up on the glasses, which in my case is Apple Music. You can still do this on the Meta Ray-Bans, but that's their only customizable control. Another surprising difference between these two glasses is actually battery life. There is actually a difference, but just with their charging cases. Both of these glasses get you up to 8 hours for mixed usage, while the Meta glasses, their case holds an additional 40 hours, while the Ray-Ban case holds an additional 48. So what about the cameras and speakers? Spec-wise, there's actually no difference with the camera sensor. They're both 12 megapixels and capable of 3K vertical resolution at 30 frames per second, and they still frustratingly only shoot in vertical video. On the Meta glasses, though, you'll notice that Meta has shrunk down the size of the cutouts for the camera and LED recording light, which is on by default anytime you take a photo or video. Now, for speakers, both sound really similar, and I haven't really been able to notice that much of a difference. Though, again, these are still open ear speakers. They sound good, but earbuds like the AirPods Pro 3 or the AirPods 4 with ANC, both of which I've reviewed, are still going to sound way better. Both are IPX4, so they're splash resistant. You can wear them out in the rain and you shouldn't have to worry about anything. You just don't want to drop either of these in water. Both also still have a video recording cap of 3 minutes per clip for 3K video, and both use the Meta AI app, which is a little less slop focused these days, but still there's a good amount of AI slop if you look for it in this app. And Meta AI itself operates basically the same way on both glasses, though I have seen notable improvements with it in general. And it can now integrate with more apps like Google Calendar, Apple Health, and Gmail. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see my full review of Meta AI on the Meta glasses that's coming out later this year. All right, now let's talk about the two big controversies surrounding these glasses. First one I talked about in our Meta Ray-Ban Gen 2 review, where people have been figuring out ways to secretly record others by tampering with the LED recording light. Well, Meta has actually rolled out a software update that can apparently detect when the LED has been tampered with and will prevent the glasses from recording photos and videos. And this is definitely welcome, and hopefully this will prevent just creeps from trying to wear these and secretly record people, because that has been a real problem, especially and caused quite a bit of backlash with these glasses. I'm hopeful that security measures like this over time will make people trust that they are only being recorded with these glasses when that light is actually on, but we'll see. Meta has also terminated its contract with a company that was annotating data set from the glasses anytime the Meta AI was triggered, which was a pretty worrying story that was reported out earlier this year. Though yes, if you still have sharing enabled for your photos and videos to go to Meta's cloud, it theoretically could still be reviewing all of that footage, which is why I do not have that sharing enabled on my glasses. The other big controversy with these glasses came right around the time that the new ones were released, when Meta introduced a $20 a month subscription tier called Meta One Premium. So what's the controversy there? Well, it involves the new conversation focus feature. Now, Meta did recently pause this rate limit, but originally they were planning to cap this feature to 3 hours per month for free. The problem is conversation focus runs entirely on device. It's not using Meta's cloud servers. So it's not like every time you're using the feature, you're running up server costs for Meta. This is more like the ill-fated BMW heated seat subscription, unlocking an ability the hardware you already paid for already has. So, given all of that, let's talk recommendations. Now, the unfortunate truth is Meta still makes the best smart glasses that you can get today, though they do come with some baggage that I'm not sure others planning to enter this space will necessarily have to deal with, like Google's audio glasses in collaboration with Warby Parker and Gentle Monster that are coming out later this year. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see the coverage of those glasses. But today, if you're looking to get a pair of Meta's smart glasses, do you get the Ray-Ban Metas or the Meta glasses? I think this comes down to one of the biggest differences between them, which is price. The Meta Ray-Ban Gen 2 starts at $379 US. That's up from the $299 price that the original Meta Ray-Bans launched with, which also happens to be the exact price of the brand new Meta glasses. And given the same camera and audio performance, a case with relatively similar battery life, even with a slightly worse design, I still think they're the obvious buy over the Meta Ray-Ban Gen 2s. I think those are probably just for people who specifically want Meta smart glasses, but with the Ray-Ban form factor and brand. Though if the Ray-Ban Gen 2 goes on sale, I don't know. I do really prefer the case of those, so I might be tempted to still go with them. And you can see the current prices of those plus all of Meta's glasses in the blog post for this video, linked here and in the description. So those have been my thoughts on the Meta glasses versus the Ray-Ban Meta Gen 2. And if you want to see all of my thoughts on the latter, you can get to the video I did on them by clicking here. And you can click here to see more of my reviews and videos on AR as well as VR devices. And let me know what you think of Meta's glasses. Do you own a pair? If so, what do you think of them, or do you have some reservations about Meta's smart glasses and Meta AI? Let me know in the comments. For 6 months later, I'm Josh Tedder, and if you made it all the way to the end, let me know by commenting Sunfire. Thanks for watching.